Hey, you guys, it's Lula. So I wanted to read you this snippet of a text I just sent my friend, and it was like when I was writing it, I had all these moments. So I said, my dream last night was like a story of my life playing out before me. It was as if I was floating above myself, and I had the rare opportunity to be the observer of my life. It was so interesting and very, very cool. In this dream, I realized so many things about myself, from where I'm at now to where I'm still living and living in the past on so many levels that are keeping me in this poverty consciousness. I received so much information in such a short period of time. It was incredible. It was. And I observed myself in the most profound way where I was like, holy shit, I saw the things that were holding me back. It was amazing. I mean, I feel like I had one of the biggest aha moments. You know, we have to listen to ourselves. We have to listen to that inner voice, our dreams, our thoughts, our meditations, you know. Honestly, the last 2 weeks have been so overwhelming. I can't even, I've been crying all morning because the horses are leaving today. I can't even go back out there. And it sucks because they're going to load them like right outside my window, like right outside Big Camper. And I can't. I was like, oh my God, I think I need to leave. I know that sounds silly, but to me, it's like watching 6 of my friends leave and I don't know if I'll ever see them again or talk to them again. Because it's not like a human where I could just be like, hey, what's up? I mean, I'm sure I can keep in contact with the owner and see them again. But I also know that these animals, you know, they come into our lives, and people too, you know, they come in for brief times just for lessons. Oh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I kind of don't want to cry. You know, before the full moon, around the full moon, I'm so emotional. And this moon has been hanging around. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the last few days, like it's still in the sky during the day. Like it's just the most powerful. It's the, you know, the harvest moon. It's a very, very powerful, powerful time, especially for, you know, the witches. It is the season of the witch. And I've been pondering a lot on that too. And I'm just starting to realize so many things, and a lot of changes are coming. So stay tuned, because I realize now like what I really, really need to do. And it hit me like a ton of bricks in the last like 24 hours. Really profound shit. And I'm in such gratitude, you know, because I want to control everything and I think I know better, or I get cocky. My ego gets in the way. It's so hard. It's a struggle every day. You know, I know there's been some people lately that I haven't been able to talk to, or I haven't reached out to, or I have stopped working with, because I'm getting so real now. I'm getting so real now where I just, I just can't stand idly by. I mean, look what's happening right now. I stopped watching the news while I was in Portland. I was like, I'm going to try and avoid the news because I just wanted to stay focused on my friends, my family, work. Like, I just wanted to focus. And so I went on Instagram, you know, but that was it. That was just and my YouTube channel, of course. But I really tried to avoid the news altogether. And when I heard about this Kavanaugh individual, I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, I can't go through another one of these right now. But then I couldn't help it because it's everywhere. And I love that it's everywhere. It's just that I'm like, wow, you know. And I love Big Camper because Big Camper gives me a solace, you know, from the world. But I also know that I function better, and I know I help more when I'm around more people. And it's interesting how when I get out here, I just change. Like, I felt it. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And last night I said to Ed, I go, things have to change. Because the 3 things about this place, there's only 3 things about where we live that I have a really hard time with. Everything else I love, or it's totally doable. But the 3 major reasons why I don't want to live here all happened last night at the same time. So simultaneously, I was like, what the fuck? I even said to Ed, I go, I feel like they're even like trying to say to me, you don't belong here. And then I had this dream And it was so real and it was so profound. And I had to set a boundary. And I realized what was happening. It was like this vision, this version. It was like me, but like all different parts of me were in a room. And I was like my higher self was the observer looking at all of these different parts of me and watching them argue. And the interesting thing was they were in the forms of like Carly Kloss. Apparently my higher self and all my multiple parts of me, I think they're supermodels. But it wasn't just her. I mean, it was some were celebrities, some were, and ones that I like and admire, or I find, beautiful or whatever, or ethereal or fairy-like or witchy. But it was really interesting. And then I realized the more today I thought about it, because I said to Ed yesterday, I go, I haven't gotten high in 2 days. I go, I don't think I can remember the last time I didn't smoke pot for 2 days straight. And not for any other reason that like, it's kind of like my medicine. But I realized I was like, I don't need it as much as I thought I did. However, I do need it, and it is part of my medicine, and it definitely takes me to a higher level. I was talking to another healer friend of mine recently about that, and we both smoke pot, and we were saying like we can't even. It's like we just go to I just go to so many different other places. It takes my muggle completely out. And it's like, I live in rainbows and creature and, I live in my own fucking fairy bubble and my crystals and like, you know what I mean? Like it's my own little world. And it's awesome. I mean, they know me here, right? I know them. It's awesome. That's where my fucking genius comes out. And I'm an artist, and when I was home in Portland, so many of my family, like, just put it out there. And it was hard. It's hard sometimes, when it's like right in your face and you're like, fuck. But it was beautiful too, because it was so honest and I needed it. And I realized I was like, I have to find a way to coexist in both of these worlds because I get lost in both. And so right now, I'm going to work with Rusty. I'm going to work with Turkey. With balance. Thank you, Rusty. Look at this beautiful new feather I got of Rusty's. This one is like spectacular. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Rusty is magic. He's just pure magic. And he's still alive too. I just found out he's still alive, which is so awesome. One of the coolest turkeys, man. I mean, he's my spirit animal for sure. And it's all about balance. And I'm going to keep fucking talking the talk and walking the walk, because if I don't do it, why would I expect you to do it? Why would I expect anybody else to do it? And it's fucking hard. I'm going to tell you right now, it's hard, but we have to find the balance and we have to find out what works for us and what doesn't work for us. It's really important that we do that and be real, like be fucking real. I'm going to have days where I'm going to shower and feel like a fairy goddess and get dressed up and whatever. And I'm going to have days like this where I'm like, no, it's like, I'm just alive. It's like, I don't care about this. This is, you know what I mean? Just window dressing. But yesterday, I was fortunate enough to be a part of a TV segment for a friend of mine. And, I just watching, just observing and just like realizing that, I love making people superstars. I love making them feel good about themselves. I love empowering people. That's what I do. I'm a muse. That's my job as an angel. I'm a muse. That's what I do. I help make people remember, I help make them feel good about themselves and help them to remember who they are. That's my magic. That's my magic. I have other magics that flow through me, but that's my main magic. That's my magic. And so I realized that, we have to be observant and listen to ourselves. Like that dream. And it was cool too, because I've been astral traveling way too much and really struggling with that. And I know it's time for me to work with other healers with that. And because my gifts are just growing and growing and growing, that I don't even know how to handle them. And the more I awaken, the more I'm like, who the fuck am I? And how can I do these things? Like, how am I? And I've always known this, and I've always felt this, and I was always told that I was wrong, and I was always told that I was crazy, and I was made fun of. And I'm here to empower us, the weirdos, just like right now with all the stuff that's happening with Kavanaugh. It's like the women are like, what the fuck? And we're like, no. And men too, we're all like, stop it. Stop the lies. Stop the deception. It's been going on for thousands of fucking years. Thousands of years. And we're angry and we're standing up and we're saying no more. It's the same for me. I love my crystals and my stones. I love my world. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see this. Like, this is just one of my trays. Like, I love my magic, But there is also this muggle world that it's hard. That's why I get it. And I spoke with this man the other day who said, I was born a pessimist. And I thought, good God, you fucking magical wizard. Really? Do you not see your magnificence? But because we are shaded and shrouded in darkness, because they have kept it this way for a really long time, because a lot of people are afraid to speak freely like this because of the repercussions of it. I'm not afraid to die because I know I never die. So I'm not afraid to die because I know I'll jump right back into another fucking body and I'll come back fighting again. We all must believe that. That's how we are going to overpower the darkness. And I'm hearing, well, because we don't want to overpower the darkness. We're just trying to bring the light and the darkness back into balance, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. I say the same things over and over and over again. And sometimes I feel like a broken record, And I've said that to some of my other healers. I'm just like, sometimes I feel like I'm a fraud because I feel like I say the same things over and over and over and over and over again. But it's just because I'm giving the medicine to different people that need to hear it. And there's billions of people on this planet. Some people are like, everybody's a psychic and everybody's a light worker. Yes. And some of us are on different levels right now and on this planet. And in general, we're just on different levels. Nobody's better or above or whatever. It just means we're at different levels of our consciousness. So we're trying to help people, step by step come to that, whatever level of consciousness they need to be. I mean, I'm still learning. I'm always going to be learning. We never, ever, ever stop learning, which is awesome. And we never stop growing, which is why we keep coming back to this training ground of Earth. And I even was talking about this with some people recently, but I was like, even that I struggle with because I think this is all fake. I think we can, obviously if I pick up this heavy thing and I go break it through my window, it's going to break, but we've created this, we've created this world, these illusions, these, whatever, and it is tangible, but there are so many things that I deal with that aren't tangible. And so I realize how much and what it means, like when people say we are one, it's like, I feel like I have to give certain explanations for people so that they don't, like, their minds don't go, like, I did a live thing earlier this year. My friend Jules, like, I had said, this thought process that I had, and she's like, like, it just blew my mind is fucking blown. I'm like, I know, like, that's what I mean. Like, I kind of have stopped myself because I feel like until I can go to the next level, like I feel I'm going to these levels that I don't even fucking understand. And I thought I could do it on my own. And I'm like, no, like I need people that's their specialty, that I need that where they can help me figure this stuff out because it's so fucking profound. And I know it all means something. I just don't know exactly what. And I'm finding my human brains trying to like rationalize this consciousness that's like, and it's like, oh, it's like multiple levels. And I get it. So I get when you're struggling and I get when you're saying, oh, I don't know what to do. Or, like I get it. I fucking get it. I'm living it. I'm with you. We are all at our different levels, but we are living it, at our different levels. And, I'm really excited to go back to Chicago in a few weeks, but there's a part of me that's like, like it took me a really long time to decompress from that. I mean, months. It took me months to decompress from 33 days straight in the Midwest with family and friends and being in 4 different states and different temperatures, climates. Yeah, I mean, everything, different cities, nature. It was, and then I came back here and a lot of stuff happened here, and Ed started going through these major changes in his awakening and his consciousness. And like, it's been the most intense year. And each year it gets better, but it feels like it's intensifying. And as much as I want it not to, I don't think it's going to stop for a while. I pray it does. But that's how I find my solace. And that's what I'm trying to find the balance is like, shortly before I left to go to Portland, I had said to my landlord, who's a major, like, awesome old witchy psychic, I said something like that I still wanted to find, a place where we can live, where I can like, write and do my things and get away and blah, blah, blah. And she just looked at me like so puzzled. And she had mentioned it before, but she kind of looked at me and said it again. And she's like, isn't that what this is? Like, she was kind of like, Like, I could tell she was happy I was going to Portland. She was like, oh, good. Like, I could tell she knows I needed it. It's like her and Ed can tell when I start to get a little batshit because I hadn't been there since June. I tried to go back in July. I tried to go back in August. Tried to go back to the beginning of September. And things just weren't aligning. It seemed like I was supposed to be there, but then it just wasn't aligning. And I was getting more angry and I was getting more frustrated and not having a car and not being able to like really be mobile out here. Where we're at is cool, but we're also surrounded by very, very busy highways. So it's like there's nowhere for me to like really walk unless I drive to something. I keep trying to. I'm only 2 miles from the river, but it's really difficult because I have to walk along really busy traffic. And it just, as an empath, it's unnerving. I hate it. Even if I'm walking towards it, I hate it. Not to mention the dead things that are on the side of the road that I'm like, oh. And I'm like, I don't know if I can handle that right now. Anyway, I digress. So basically, listen to your intuition, listen to those voices. I mean, that dream, I already started thinking about stuff last night because I drove 2 hours, by myself. And it was the first time that I'd really been quiet for a long time. And it was just me and the radio. And I just put on, I love Twilight Radio. It's like one of my favorite because it plays so many different artists that I love because it comes from all the Twilight movie soundtracks. And they had some really great music in there. So they play those kind of artists and it's just, it's very fluid and beautiful. And I can just sing and like be in the moment. There's a lot of things happened on those songs in my life and I get to like kind of revisit them in different ways. And it's really, really romantic. And so for 2 hours, I just got to the root of everything. Well, not everything, but I got to the root of a lot of things. And then when I came home and it was like, boom, and like the camper started shaking, I'm like, I looked at Ed and I go, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, it was just too much. It was too much. I won't go into all that. It is what it is. And it is what it is. But I realized something. I was like, there is a schedule. Somebody told me there's a schedule that lets everybody know where they're going to be and when they're going to be doing it. And that is awesome because it should be like that. It should be a schedule because I'm going to try and plan to not be here because when it's not, this place is utopia. It's utopia. And today I did a live video and my friend Joey was like, oh, beautiful place. I'm like, it is. It is a beautiful, magical place when it doesn't feel like I'm in Beirut. And I honestly, I know Spirit divinely puts me in all these different situations so that I can really empathize with people, that I can say, yes, I experienced that. That's horrific. I understand PTSD now more than ever. I have PTSD in a lot of other different situations, but this one is like, this is something I never thought I'd experience or anything I thought I would understand. And all I can think when it's happening is, well, I think two things. I think one, how gross, they're training to kill people. So that it's not even the guns and the bombs, it's the thought process behind it, that they're literally training them to rip pieces of metal through animals, people, to kill. And some people would say, yes, but also to protect. And it's like, yes, but we shouldn't even have to have that, And people say, oh, greed, it always exists. It always exists. It's like, no, just like that guy said, I was born a pessimist. We are not born to hate. We are not born to kill. We are not born to shoot. We are not born to be violent. We're not. Babies, children are taught these things from their ancestors, from their family. And it's not always their parents' fault, The parents do the best they can with what they have. If that's all they know, that's all they know. If you're from somewhere in Southern America in Louisiana and you were born in the swamp and your family was trained to like track and kill alligators because that's how you made money and that's how you know what I mean? Like, do I think it's disgusting and offensive? Yes, those are beautiful, magical creatures. They're like one of the oldest creatures on this planet. However, that was their survival. And for some of them, it still is, you know? So I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to help put things back in alignment. So when I hear that, it's not just the unnerving of it that I'm like, oh my gosh, but I also feel some past life thing attached to it that I must have had something at some point, at some time. Oh, my battery just went low. So I don't know if that went dim for you guys or just dim for me, but the gunfire is like it. I feel like I'm back somewhere again. And I just start to cry and I get angry and I get frustrated. And then the flip side of that is that how lucky am I that it's just practice, because there are many places in the world that are hearing that and they're losing limbs, they're losing children, lives, devastation, mental PTSD in the making, because it's really happening, because their families are being murdered, because their lives are being destroyed. It's time to change this planet. We have to do it together. And I'm going to work and I'm going to keep constantly working at this. I won't give up until it's my time. And then it's my time. And I always say, good, let them come kill me. Make me a fucking martyr. Make me a martyr. Because my friends and my witchy sisters would. They'd make me a martyr. And they'd be like, oh, look at her videos. And I'd become like whatever. And you know what? Good. Then all you did was make me like Jesus. You know, that's the way I look at it. I'd take it as a fucking compliment. I'd be like, wow, thank you. Thank you for giving me such an honor. I astral traveled recently where I was kidnapped and I was tortured. I was shot at close range, gunpoint. I felt everything. It was like I'm talking to you. And I started to realize, I'm like, wow. When the pain got too intense, I left the body. It wasn't me. I was holding space for it. That's a whole other thing that happened that I can't get into right now. But I'll tell you something. I've been realizing so many things. And by talking to my sisters about it and my brother when I was in Portland, like really, you know, them bouncing back things to me where I really needed to hear it, where they were healing me, you know, and giving me the medicine. I realized, I was like, man, this is intense. This is really intense what's happening right now. So big changes are coming. So stay tuned. I don't know how it's going to go down. I need to get quiet for a little while because I'm going to Chicago in a few weeks. But like I said, if you'd like a reading or if you'd like to work with me, I'm going to be back on next week and the week after. And then I'll be in Chicago. And I can do readings. You know, I can always do them over the phone. But if you want one here in Olympia area, or if you want one in Chicago, I'm going to be down there. We'll work it out. Okay. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a part of this kind of very emotional, confessional. I don't know. I don't even know what today was. You know, I think I'm going to go back and I need to meditate more on this today. You know, last night was such a weird thing and I barely slept because the dog was barking all night and I normally would have put her in, but I heard don't. And I was like, oh, and she was quiet. And I was like, oh, maybe she's going to be quiet because our landlord's got somebody staying there. So I was like, oh, maybe she's going to be quiet. And she was coming in and out and in and out. And she was barking and barking. And then Ed said this morning, did you hear those coyotes last night? He's like, they were everywhere. And I was like, no. And I'm like, isn't that weird? I heard Susie, but I didn't hear the coyotes. And so that was really, really interesting. But all night I was in and out of this weird dream state. And then I was in this place of above myself, seeing myself. But that's why I needed to like be awake and asleep. I wasn't in a full REM. I wasn't fully awake. I was like in this state. And we have to trust spirit when they put us in these places instead of fighting it. And there are moments though, like spending the last few weeks with Marcy and helping her at Schwab. It was so unbelievable because I got to not only see what a superhero she is, her and my friend Tasha, who owns Rebels on 35th and Division, and Schwab is in Selwood, both of them in Portland. Unbelievable goddess women who are just hard workers. And even, Tasha's partner, Pat's amazing too. And like how they work as a team. And, but these strong women, these fierce, independent women who are doing it, who are living their dreams and aren't letting anybody stop them. They are full speed ahead. It is like the most inspiring thing I've ever witnessed. And also the most exhausting. I'm like, Marcy, I'm tired watching you. Like, I couldn't keep up. And she has kids too. I'm just like, how do you do it? Like, I applaud you, all of you moms, all of you moms in general, whether you work or not. But moms who work and have kids, I'm not going to lie. I am going to give you some serious fucking props because, especially these moms who are business owners and they have children, I can't even imagine having 2 children under the age of 12 and still running a huge, business. I'm like, I just don't. So, I'm going to figure this out. And I have a feeling Big Camper is going to be like my studio, and it's going to be where I go to work and where I get away from the city. And then when it's kind of crazy here and they're like, because it's not always bad. Like yesterday was really bad because they have different spots where they practice just for this reason, because, somebody was like, oh, the base has been here for whatever. I'm like, yes, but they had to build housing and people had to have homes. So, I get that they're in it, but it sucks that the women and the children that was very racist, or sexist of me to say, to be like, oh, the women, because there's women and men in the military, right? But you know what I mean? Like, but either way, like, and children, it's not healthy for any of us, period, is what I'm trying to say. I'm really tired. Sorry, I'm tired and my brain's been in so many places. And I got high this morning because I was just like, I couldn't. I woke up again to gunfire and I was like, I just wanted to go say goodbye to the horses. I wanted it to be beautiful. And it was. So anyway, lots going on. I'll keep you posted. Reach out through here. I've got my email is in the bio. And if these videos ever help you or move you and you feel the need that you want to contribute to my work, I'm very humbled by that. I do have a link for my Cash App in my bio. And I just put that up recently because someone said, I think I would like to like help you. And, because I do a lot of things for free. I mean, the whole entire time I was in Portland, I made $45 and I don't care. It's not about the money. It's about the way I give back. But people gave to me and I gave to them. We did a lot of trade. I only made $45 cash. But unfortunately, I say this all the time. It's true. I can't pay T-Mobile with a selenite. I wish I could. They just won't take it. So if they ever help you. But otherwise, these are for free. That's why I put it there. It's just if you're someone who's watching it and you're like, I want to help you, or, hey, here's $5 for gas. Like, I'm humbled by that. Thank you. And I'll keep you posted on everything that's going on because changes are brewing. And because it's the beginning of the season of the witch, like the real time, like Halloween's like coming around the corner and Samhain, and it's like the next 5 to 6 weeks are just going to be magical. And then Thanksgiving and Christmas and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be wild. It's going to be an awesome, beautiful time. So stay tuned for all of the changes and all of the information. And you can follow my Chicago trip too on my Instagram. It's the same, Lula's Labyrinth. So have a blessed day. I love you guys. Peace, love, and light always. Aho.